19 minutes now after 5 is our time on Lake 88.1. And we'd like to welcome into our studio this afternoon Travis Gordon, who has been with us before, a local film producer who is the head of Spellfury. And we welcome him back from the depths of your studio in the little town of Perth here. You're going to be going nationally. We'll tell everybody what's happening. Welcome back, Travis. First of all, good to have you with us.
Oh, thanks, Brian, and thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Now, Travis, you've been working for the last couple of years on a bit of a series that, I guess you're probably the best one to describe it. It's got sort of medieval puppets, actors, time travel, the whole shoot and match, and you've been doing this at your home studio, and now it looks as though you're going to be, seeing a little bit of national exposure for us. Tell us, first of all, about Spellfury, the show.
Sure, yeah. We started Spellfury in 2008, late 2008, and we made this silly little fantasy show where it's about an elf with a magic sword, and it stars a local lady named Julie O'Halloran, and she's amazing. And we use we shoot it in Perth, so we shoot in the woods of Perth, out of my dad's cottage, a lot of it, and we shoot inside like the Lions Hall. We'll rent halls around Perth, and we put up green screens, and we have actors in medieval gear, and a lot of puppets, and it's like Lord of the Rings meets the Muppets is usually what I tell people.
And Travis, you've made a lot of those puppets as well. We kind of discussed last time how you've manipulated things into great looking dragons and puppets, and that's part of the show.
Yeah, that's part of the draw. Is people who like puppets really enjoy the show. Because I've always been a big Jim Henson fan, so in movies like Labyrinth and Dark Crystal, so I'm always trying to jam a dragon puppet in there, and I make them at home out of clay and latex, and I put them together, and I usually just when I'm writing, I just let my imagination go, and then I have to actually build all these crazy puppets, and it takes me a long time, but it's a blast.
Yeah, for the material world to catch up with the imaginary world.
Yeah. It takes a while because we don't have a big budget. But things are picking up. We're going to be on TV on Saturday.
Yes, so tell us about this. You've your segments came out for Spellfury in about 5-minute lengths, right? Yeah.
They were roughly between 3 to 5 minutes. And so season 1, when it was all combined without the credits and everything, was around 24 to 25 minutes. And then what we did was we handed that off to the name of the show that's going to be on Saturday. It's going to be national across Canada. It's called the J.R. Diggs Late-Night Television. And half the show is going to be Spellfury. It's going to be their editors cut it down to about 12 minutes. So 12 minutes of the show is going to be Spellfury.
And this is going to be shown on Global TV.
Yeah, it'll be on Global TV in every province, but it's a little tricky. It's on at different times in each province. So I have Express View at home with all the different globals, so I can watch it at 11:30 if you have that.
You're watching the Eastern time zones.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so in Ontario, it's on at 2. It's late. It's at 2 a.m., but it's on at different times. So it's either on before Saturday Night Live or it's going to be on after Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, great. Well, it's nice to be in that kind of company.
Yeah. It's great to finally be on TV because that was our dream was to, we slowly built it up over the years, and we've got about 4 million views so far of the whole series, and it's starting to put us on the map. So now we have sponsors this season. We had Coors Light for episode 1. We had Hobgoblin beer for episode 2, which is a perfect fit, and we're actually trying to get them for the whole season 2.
Now, Travis, tell us a little bit about Hobgoblin. This is a British beer, right?
Yes. It's a popular British beer with a little goblin with an axe on it, and you can buy it at the liquor store here in Perth. That's actually how I came across it. I saw it there, and I'm like, oh my God, it's a medieval fantasy themed beer. Why aren't they sponsoring us? So I contacted them, and then they put me in touch with their American distributors because a lot of our viewership is in the States and in Canada, and our demographics are around 35 to 45 year old men, so which is perfect for them. And now for episode 3, we actually have a local story. We've got Shadowfax is going to put some of their fantasy themed product in the background behind the bartender, and we'll just have a link to their website where our fans, they love dragons and fairies and stuff. So it's nice to have them on board for episode 3 too.
Mm-hmm. Now, Travis says you've been going through, and you've been in, I'm going to say now 2 or 3 years. We've been talking from time to time, right?
Oh yeah.
So you've started very small, very modest, and now you're sort of, realizing that one way or the other, you have to get some of the big boys as far as, Coors Light and all of these other ones in to make any money in the business.
Yeah. For season 1, we made little money, but I did exactly what I wanted. But then I'm thinking, wait, I have to somehow make money to keep the show going, because I'd run out of money. I'm like, okay, it's time to open the doors to sponsors coming in.
Yeah.
And I work the product into the actual show. It's usually in the middle of the show. I'll do a little product placement where, in this latest episode, we've got a big guy, Nathan McGregor, huge bodybuilder from Perth here. He comes in dressed as a Hercules, like a Kevin Sorbo Hercules, and then goes to the bartender and orders 2 hobgoblins, and we see a close-up of those. We have, our sexy bartender serving him, and then he walks away. And we put the logo of Hobgoblin in the background on all the barrels, so that keeps them happy. And then we go back into our show, and I get to do what I want to do.
So it's not really commercial, as say, but it is. But it's sort of interwoven right into the fabric of your show then.
Yeah. I think it really helps to have a fantasy-themed product. So that's why, the Shadowfax fairies and dragons and some of their medieval stuff, and then Hobgoblin works amazingly well because they got, this really cool bottle with witches all over their bottle, and it fits in. And the fans actually go, hey, did you make up that beer? And I'm like, no, you can buy it, please do.
And they probably will.
Yes, they will, yeah, I think so.
Now, Travis, as you continue on, it's great that you've got the show going on global. This Saturday night, this is the weekend, right? Saturday night, Sunday morning, whenever you want to say. Where do you take it from there? That is the show that we're going to see on Saturday night will be actually season number 1. So you're well into other seasons as well.
Yeah. If people watch it on Global on Saturday night, they'll be caught up for all season 1. They did a really good job of cutting that down to the plot points. Yeah, the essence. Yeah. All the plot points, the essence of it. They're going to get season 1, and we've only released 2 episodes of season 2 so far. So you'll be up to speed, and then you can go online and watch episode 1 and episode 2. And we're hoping we're going to get season 2 on Global as well. And then the dream is to actually get it on Global as a show where each week it would come out.
Yeah.
And I build a movie studio here in Perth. That's my dream.
And you've got lots of people working with you, etc. I know Ottawa has just sort of reinvented their film and production office that is, going to be tied actually with the city of Ottawa now to try and get more film productions into Ottawa. But if you want to try Studios North Perth, that would be a good fit as well. A lot of industry money does flow into that if you can get those productions in the area.
Yeah. Ottawa's really picking up. And that's actually where I got my start with film and video. I would help out on little films in Ottawa, and that's where for 10 years I worked on sets just to learn the craft, and I learned from a lot of guys who are doing films there. But it's really picking up, and there's a lot of money and in that business. So I hope Ottawa keeps doing it, but I also intend to keep doing it here in Perth. My whole family's here, so. I've had offers to go to LA. I've had offers to go to Toronto, and I've decided just to stay here and do the show I want to do and work in Perth because hey, my dream is to be a filmmaker, but I also don't want to be pulled away from my family. Like my entire family's here, and I love Perth, and I don't see why I can't do it here because it's working.
Well, you made it to Global already, so good for you. Keep the good work up, and they'll be coming to you instead of having to go to L.A. or other centers. What's in the future, then, after you've finished this? I know you were also working on a bit of a full-length feature as well at one point.
Yeah. we have a film called Mass Stupidity, and we've sent that off to a lot of festivals, and just haven't been able to get it in yet. So what I've actually done is, because I just want people to see this thing, I've started to release it in chunks on my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
So you can see about 15 minutes of the film right now as a little teaser of the entire thing.
Right.
But I will probably try to sell that online at one point.
Right. And you should also mention to everybody that you do have a Spellfury website that they can visit and see the show as well if they don't happen to catch it on Global.
Oh, yeah. You can go to spellfury.com and watch every episode for free. So there is 14 episodes on there. So probably about 40 minutes of content you could just watch through and watch the entire thing.
Yeah. Travis, thank you so much for dropping by. It must be very exciting being on Global on Saturday night, and we wish you all the best with Spellfury. And you're going to have to come back and let us know how the biz is going, and best of luck getting your film productions even more popular as you go along.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. I love coming here and talking to you about the show, and you've always been supportive. So thank you very much.
Sounds great. Travis Gordon, don't forget Spellfury just before or after Saturday Night Live this weekend. Check it out on Global TV. 29 minutes now after 5 on Lake 88.